Hi guys, hope you're doing well. This video is part of the Citrix NetScaler ADC core skills training that I'm doing. In this video, we are going to talk about NetScaler configuration file and the command lines deep dive. The agenda for this session is understanding NetScaler GUI and the CLI. Configuration file will go in deep into the configuration file, the nsconfig file. We'll see all the details, and then we will help you to master the NetScaler commands. Most of the people are comfortable with NetScaler GUI. It eats a lot of time. If you want to save time, NetScaler CLI is best, and it is even very easy. If you want to master the NetScaler commands, please stay till the last of this video, and finally we will help you. We will see how to configure the NetScaler command. I have logged into NetScaler. Then go to configuration, system, diagnostics. In the diagnostics, actually you can see here running configuration and saved configuration. GSLV running configuration. What is this? GSLV running configuration is just the running configuration only for GSLV config. Saved versus running configuration means if you have a saved configuration and you did a lot of changes and you didn't save, it will show you what is the difference. So generally saved configuration is what is being saved to the system. So as you are very well aware, it is always recommended to save the configuration. Click on this floppy icon and save yes. It will be saved. It is showing it's not have any. Then once it is saved, click on the saved configuration and you can see all the config file here. Click on save text to a file. Actually, this is how you back up the configuration. This is the configuration file. Now my config file is downloaded. I'll open from Notepad++. I recommend using Notepad++. I'll go line by line with all these things and I'll help you. We'll sort out one by one. Yeah, now let's go from starting. The first one is commented, which is NS 13.0 5224. This is the NetScaler firmware. Second one, when it is modified. The third line, set nsconfig IP address, is actually this is the command you use. Whatever you see here are the commands which you use to configure. So this is your NetScaler IP. If you want to change your NetScaler IP in NetScaler, just copy this command, put the new IP and paste it in the putty. That's it. Your new IP is there. This is the commands just to, these are the features which are enabled. Now this is another important thing, NetScaler host name. So the NS host name NetScaler 01. This is the host name of my NetScaler. Now interfaces. I have how many interfaces? Set interface 01 and bandwidth, whatever information is there. These are the default SNMP alarms which are there. Then it will talk about the policies. These are the default ones. You don't need to worry about it. Then come down till here and say enter. Now we'll talk about servers. So what is server? As you can see here in my NetScaler, I have 4 servers added. I'll go to GUI, I'll show you now. Traffic management, load balancing servers, I have 4 servers, right? Added. Storefront 1, 2, LDAP 1, 2. And after that, I have service groups created 2. And I have 2 load balancer server created for them. And a redirection URL. Now let's go to this. So the 4 servers are this. So if you want to add a server, this is the command, right? Now let's do something. Let's delete something and recreate using later. So I'll copy these 2. Let's create the LDAP load balancing. I'll copy these 2 into the next one. This is how you use commands. How to use commands? Just take it, whatever you want to do and use it later. Now add service group. So once we create server, we add service groups, right? This is a command to add the service group. So shift end, copy this and keep it here. So what it is trying to tell is service group. This is the name of the service group. Type is TCP. Maximum client, blah, blah, blah. This and all are not required. Generally, if you are creating new one, client timeout, important. What is the default timeout in 9000? Server timeout 9000. This is also not required. So if you want to create manually, a service group, this is the one line, you need to type. That's it. The service group will be created. Now, after this, you see the first storefront, the service group type is SSL. Once you select this, you will see there. Add SSL certs, I will segregate all the things separately so that we'll know one by one. This is for SSL. So it is saying it has installed a certificate. This is the default certificate in NetScaler. Then it has installed certificate called add SSL cert key. This is a certificate key file. This is the certificate. This is the key file for that and the password. Let's say you want to install certificate which you did, in one Netscaler. You cannot import, right? If you don't know the PEM password, what you need to do, smart thing, go to the Netscaler, browse to the path, take the certificates, copy that certificates to another Netscaler where you want to install, copy this command, paste it in that Netscaler. That's it, done. The certificate will be installed. Because you don't know the PEM path, but this is the encoded one of it, so that's easy, right? This is how you install a root certificate. This is for root certificate. This is for second certificate. I installed with PFX. Let's say you imported a PFX file. This is how it will show. And now, whenever we do a certificate, we link the certificate, right? This is a command to link. I am linking SF certificate, means this one. I am linking with the root, means I am linking this certificate with root, right? This is the command, Now moving on, the LDAP. Let's say now LDAP authentication action. So what I did, I created a LDAP authentication action. You create this for authentication, right? I'll show you now. What we are talking is system authentication, basic policies, LDAP. You need to type all these things here, right? Hassle, right? No need to do, just one line. Take it and copy paste. That's it. Change with the parameters. Just put your IPs, whatever. So what I will do, we will actually test this configuration, right? So I will take these also. I'll paste here in the last. I'll remove this. This is the LDAP authentication policy. This is the policy we have created, right? So this is the one. Now let's say add LB vServer. Add LB vServer means add, adding new thing. Set means setting an existing one parameter. Add LB vServer and server name, TCP and IP of your load balancing virtual server, the port you are doing, and persistent type 20 minutes we put, load balancing method round robin, and other things. Let's take this. What I will do now, will show you how to create the virtual servers and other things with just in few seconds, rather than in minutes and even hours. Now there is another thing called, very important thing, redirection virtual server. Redirection virtual server is very simple. Just put any redirection name here, HTTP, and your virtual IP where you want to redirect from HTTP to HTTPS 80, and your redirection URL. So in my case, what I'm doing, this is for my VDI. Whenever user comes to vdi.sslab.com without HTTPS, to this IP, it will redirect them to HTTPS. Where is it? Go to the traffic management, virtual servers. This is the one. Where is the redirection one? This is the one, redirect URL. So the command lines are always easy, but only thing is, we just need to understand a little. That's it. Add VPN vServer. This is for my XenDesktop configuration. XenDesktop is a gateway, right? Gateway means VPN vServer. So this is VPN vServer. Now, once we set, as I said, set means existing parameter, you are setting it. Second is bind. Bind means, let's say you have a virtual server or something already, you are binding a policy or something else to the existing one. That's called binding, So I leave all these things as default. Add cache rules, cache policies and all. As I said, adding cache means you are adding a cache rule, and then we are binding it to a virtual server. Bind means now another important thing I want to show you is this bind. Bind LB vServer means for load balancing virtual server, LDAP vServer. This is my load balancing name. I am binding the service group. This is important, right? So what it is trying to do, right, when you create a Netscaler load balancing virtual server, you will select the service group. This is how it will select. It is binding. Let's say if you want to add a DNS record, I added a DNS record. This is one. Add DNS A record. This is the one. So you are adding DNS record manually, and you are adding a set LB monitor, LDNS, DNS. If you want to set a monitor parameters, you can set here, Now this is another important thing, right? Bind service group this with the name and the port. So this is very important. Let's take this name. Let's see what's going on here. So when right, the simple process in GUI is, you go to server, you create server, you create service group, and you add the servers to service group, right? So how you will add? You will bind them, right? So this is what it is. You are binding the server to the service group. That's it. Then you will bind the monitor, right? This is the one, the third line. So actually I'm not binding two servers. I can bind a second server also. Now see, one is missing. We'll do that later. Now see, storefront also. I am binding two servers on port 443. Now there is a static route. If you want to add static route, add route this. Whenever you say add, if you want to remove, click RM to remove. When you say add, if you want to remove this, click R. Instead of add, put RM, means you will be removing it. So this is as I said, set is for setting the existing one. Add VPN session policy. You remember that VDI session policy that we are people will do. This is a session policy, and creating a session action here. Now this is for same Netscaler. Now what I have done, I had created a Netscaler strong cipher suite. This is what it is. So you can see here, add SSL strong ciphers. I added a separate suite. I'll show you here. Go to traffic management SSL cipher groups. I had a group, created a cipher group of strong SSL cipher and I binded them. How I do it? This is a hassle task, right? If you want to do in GUI, it's very easy in command prompt. So add cipher group, bind everything, all the groups to the cipher group. That's it. Now bind SSL service group, this one ECC curves. By the way, by default, even if you don't do this, Netscaler will do this. So ignore them, So what it is doing, bind SSL V server. This is the Zen-Desktop server cipher name, and I am binding the ciphers to the virtual server. This is the command, right? So let's say, how it goes is, I'll copy this, I'll put here. If you want to create a cipher group and if you want to bind it to a server, very simple. Create group, binding the ciphers to the cipher group that you created. This is the group, right, that you created, strong SSL cipher group. Then after that, you go to the SSL V server, the virtual server. What is the virtual server? This is your virtual server name, my Zen-Desktop. I am attaching this cipher group to that. Bind SSL V server ECC. As I said, this you can ignore. That's it. We reach to the end of the configuration file. This is what the configuration file. If you want to play with the commands, very simple. Take commands from here, like we have taken here, right? So what we did here, we have taken very simple commands 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. With these commands, you can save a lot of time. How you save? I'll show you now. Just go to, what I have done, I already have LDAP servers related stuff, right? What I'll do, I'll click on the LDAP configuration, everything I'll remove. I'll delete, yes. I'll go to service groups, I'll delete, yes. And let's say I have servers, I'll delete these two also. Yes, I deleted everything. I save configuration, always recommended, right? Now let's go to your commands. I will add two LDAP servers. Then what happens? I will create a service group called this, and then it is a type of TCP. And then what I will do, I'll bind two servers to it, right? But currently only one server is there. So let's do one thing. How to do it? Very simple. Now you are creating commands. Just copy paste. Instead of 1, put 2. That's it. These are the names, right? These are the names of my servers. These are the names. That's it. So, and then what we are doing, we are binding the service monitor to the service group. After this, we are adding a load balancing virtual server with a source IP persistence and with load balancing method round robin. If you want to really do it, you have to do like 10-15 clicks, right? This service group to the virtual server which you created here. Very simple, guys. With this 8 lines of command, we can do a lot of things. What generally I do is I take something like this for each use case. If I want to do SSL, very simple. Click instead of TCP, SSL. That's it. Here SSL, and you need to bind the certificate. That's the only thing, right? There is one more line here, just to bind the certificate. Let's say here, where is the bind certificate commands? Now let's say you want to master it, right? Very simple. This is the command for binding. Now this is the type for TCP. Now copy this, and let's say you are creating another one for HTTP. Let's say instead of TCP, put HTTP here. Instead of TCP, put HTTP here. So what happens now? This is the template. You are creating a template for your own. So this is the template for creating a TCP load balancing virtual server. This is the template for creating a HTTP load balancing server. Now let's create a template for SSL also. So just very simple, copy paste, instead of HTTP put SSL. Here also, only service group and load balancing, right? SSL. Because for SSL you need to actually bind the certificate. So you are binding, this name, you are binding to this virtual server the certificate. That's it. Bind SSL B server to the virtual server, this virtual server, certificate key name. That's it. How will you get the key name? Go to the SSL and server name. So very simple, guys. This is for SSL, as you know now. This is for HTTP, as you know now. This is for TCP. See how simple it is. Create using the commands of NetScaler. It's very easy. Once you are comfortable, you can really do it. I just want to show you again. There is nothing for servers, service groups, and virtual servers for LDAP. Now go to the NetScaler. Now connect to the putty. Connect to the NetScaler using the putty. I want to configure, right? Just copy these commands. Go right click. It will be pasted. Say enter. That's it. Everything is showing done, right? Finally, type save space config. It will save the configuration file. Now everything is done. You created it. Let's go and verify to the NetScaler. There is nothing showing, right? You need to refresh. See, LDAP virtual server came. Service group same, partially up because one is down. I have one server which is down, right? That's why. So that's it. Very good, guys. Nice, right? You can see LDAP virtual server and you can see, service group binded to it using this command. This is a command, right? So this is how you will master the NetScaler commands. Very simple. Download a configuration file from any NetScaler. Take the commands you need. I will leave these commands in the description below for TCP, HTTP and SSL so that it will be helpful for you. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you liked it. Please subscribe to the channel and share with your friends. And most important thing is complete all the videos in the training so that you will get benefited. If you are interested, please follow my blog shivashankar.org. Thank you.